Are you a lover of the classic buttermilk biscuit? You know, this guy right here. If you are, stay tuned. I'm going to show you how to make them.
You will need 3 cups of flour, 5 teaspoons of baking powder, half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of baking soda, half a cup of butter, and 1 1/4 cup of buttermilk. You will need to preheat your oven to 450 degrees. Then into a large bowl, you are going to put the 3 cups of flour, your 5 teaspoons of baking powder, half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of baking soda. Then you're going to whisk that together just to get everything all blended in there, all nice and together. Just want to make sure everything's incorporated well. Then you're going to take your half a cup of butter and you're going to slice that up into pads of butter, and then you just want to break that into small pieces. You don't want any large pieces of butter, and you just want to drop that into the flour mixture. Then you're going to take your hands. You can use a pastry cutter here or even 2 forks, but I find it's better to use my hands and just get in there and break that butter down a little bit more and get it nice and mixed in with the flour. And when you're done, it should look a little something like this. And then next we are going to add the buttermilk. We're going to add the 1 cup first and stir to get the process going. Just going to give that a nice stir. This is not going to be a very wet dough or batter, if you will. It is going to be a little on the drier side, but as you can tell, this is still a little bit too dry, so I am definitely going to be adding that last 1/4 cup of buttermilk. In goes the last 1/4 cup. And just give that a good stir, and you're just looking for making all of that flour mixture just wet. You don't want it soaked. It should just barely be wet. And then you're going to start folding that in on itself just to get everything nice and blended and get that butter to break down even a little bit more. Once done with that, you are going to put some parchment paper down on your baking sheet. If you don't have parchment paper, you can just spray it with a little bit of nonstick spray. Then we are going to flour our work surface and put our dough on the counter and start to fold it over maybe 2 or 3 times. You don't want to overwork this dough, or else it's going to really make your biscuits come out dense and flat. We want these suckers to rise. With a dough cutter, you want to leave about a 1/2 inch thick. And this dough here will yield about 12 biscuits. And then just fold it back over, start the process over, and finish off with the remainder of the dough. And these couldn't be simpler. I mean, that is pretty much it. Then we're going to take 1 tablespoon of melted butter and brush that on the tops of our biscuits. And then we are going to bake these beauties at 450 degrees for 12 minutes. And 12 minutes later, just like that, they have puffed up nicely and are going to be absolutely amazing. I like to brush them with just a little bit more of the melted butter at the end. Just a nice finishing touch. And look at that, guys. These are ready to be devoured. I mean, break one open and look, it's light and airy, fluffy, and oh, these are going to be so good.
And there you have it, guys, the way to make the perfect classic buttermilk biscuit. These have such great flavor. They're not too salty. There's just the right amount of salt in there. I'm going to try it with a little bit of honey today because that is one of my favorite ways, but these make amazing like biscuits for biscuits and gravy in the morning, or for stews, or just having it with just a little bit of butter. Oh, they're delicious. Let's just give this a bite here. That's awesome. They're not dense, they're light and fluffy. Great flavor. You simply have to give these a try. They will not disappoint. If you love buttermilk biscuits, give this recipe a try. If you like this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to my channel. That would be amazing. I have more great content where this came from. And as always, I hope you all have a fabulous week, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye.